and welcome back to Balsamic Games, Witch's Dozen, our Children of Midnight Coven actual play. We are back, and this time we brought friends. Uh, we brought along Chastity as our very first guest star, and I'll let her describe her character as she comes about, and describe herself as well. But first, let's have everyone go around the room and describe or tell us who you're playing, what your grimoire and heritage are. Uh, get going with the game. Let's start with Azalwyn.
Oh, fun. I was like, I don't think I've ever gone first. Well, I am a Zailwyn, and I am playing Timbo the Himbo, who is a Sasquatch siren. Very big, fluffy in the chest, fluffy of hair, stylish of hair as well. Takes very good pride in his pompadour chest hair. Likes to hi ho all the time. Very head empty, heart of gold, doesn't realize how big he is and how strong he is, but and is very distracted by the opposite sex right now, being that he is a teenager. So, and thank you, Struggle Princess, very much.
All right, Andrea.
Yeah, I'm Andrea. I'm playing Jex. She is a sorry, I have a cough drop stuck on the roof of my mouth. She is a Median Bloodfire Witch. Her familiar is a vampire bat named Iker. She is a broody and sometimes angry person who is very overwhelmed by the injustices in the world and wants to punch it all away. Yeah, she's moody and a little unstable.
Hi. Morningstar.
Hello, darlings. Tonight, I will be playing Cassandra. She is a quiet and sensitive girl, deeply traumatized by the events of Night Sky Sanctum and, well, perhaps some events that we didn't see. And, well, she does not want to be doing anything, but her friends and family are caught up in all sorts of trouble, and she has to help them out, even if it terrifies her. Even if she doesn't have any magic powers, or at least as far as she's aware of.
Oh, nice cat.
And a really nice cat. Well, not nice at all, actually. Miserable
Right.
cat. Horrible.
And Megan.
I'm playing Max, our Gorgon archivist. So their genes got a little messed up when everything happened after Night Sky Sanctum. So instead of snakes, they have geese, and that's gonna help how they're gonna have to cast spells from now on, fortunately. But they're adaptable, so they just kind of swing with it. They roll with the punches, and they basically want to help people where they can, because Night Sky Sanctum helped them. But not super violent, I guess. We'll have to see. Who knows? See how they're trying to mess them up.
Chastity.
Hi everyone. Yeah, I'm Chastity. I'm playing Ixia tonight. Ixia is a Gorgon with the Grimoire of Medusa. She is a rough and tumble type of she-they. A fighter. She's someone who clearly has broken bones, lots of scars, a very long mane of melanated rainbow boa snakes for hair. Viciously cerulean blue eyes. And she almost always has a cigarette either in hand, tucked in an ear, or lit between her lips. With a lot of rage, and probably equally as unstable as some of her other siblings. So, yeah.
Currently, Ixia is extremely stable.
Right, absolutely.
Solid as
Completely
a
stone.
rock.
Yeah.
Yes, a foundation that this family truly needs. Yeah.
Yes, a rock for everyone to lean on.
Oh, right, absolutely.
Okay, and Azalwyn had to miss last week's session, and Timbo just jaunted right out of the in the middle of the mission.
He's like,
And
he goes, "I'm
so
sorry, guys, sorry."
Dove into the
so
sea.
it's been a day and a night since we last left off, and Timbo finally stumbles back into the Covenstead. And yeah, you guys can play that out. You have a new statue in the living room that wasn't there before.
And Timbo comes in and he's just like wiping his mouth and he looks over. He's like, What's that?" And he's kind of a little hungover. And he's like, "I'm sorry, guys. I ran off. I totally forgot that this hot girl Lily that I've been looking at is like, she told me about this like omelet eating contest, and I couldn't miss it. How can I miss an omelet eating contest?" And the omelets sat too long in the tent, and I just kind of like scarfed them down. Apparent, and it gave me a bit of food poisoning. But hopefully it impressed Lily. But now I don't want to look at eggs. I want to look at chickens. I want to hear eggs. I don't want to hear chickens. I don't feel good even talking about it.
That's awesome. Yeah, so you just is Timbo well acquainted with Ixia still?
I remember it's like I'm looking at the statue and it's looking really familiar. I'm still a little blurry eyed, but I think I remember this little fighting scamp. What happened here?
Cassandra's just cleaning the statue as best she can. The statue.
Oh,
Well, this is
Max
her.
having,
Trying to keep a pigeon from nesting on it.
because Max had a terrible downtime last session, they didn't get to sleep very well. So they're gonna be kind of hands crumbled over. They're gonna be kind of sagging, tired, depressed, and just like, you bailed on your sister to go get a food coma on eggs. What's wrong with you?
no, you don't understand. Lily's probably my soulmate, man. This is my soulmate. You can't deny love.
And this is soulmate
Love.
number which one now?
It doesn't matter.
So much hair and so much love to give.
I didn't even give her a hug yet.
Oh,
A consensual
best.
hug.
You gotta get the egg smell out of that hair first, man. Like, you can't
no.
go back.
I can't. Nope. Don't want to hear eggs. Nope.
So if I remember right, at the end of the last session, you all had some ideas about how to get Ixia back to flesh. But none of those plans have been put into practice yet.
Ixia. This is Ixia. She grew. They're so big now. And hard.
I will offer, Ixia is big. She's like 6'3". She's a big lady, so.
Like, Timbo pokes, like, is this like how you're always supposed to grow up when you're a Gorgon? Or.
That's racist.
But Max, you're gonna go through this phase too one day.
No, puberty.
Imagining all those pin feathers and all those geese head.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Oh, grumpy guys.
Timbo looks over at Max. So you're gonna become like covered in feathers eventually?
Mm.
Ixia does not seem to be responding though. Oddly.
I wonder why.
Oh man. She seems kind of stoned.
Aren't we all?
So one of the methods we figured out last time was we needed blood of a genetic relative. But I can't remember I don't have them written down, the other ones that we discussed.
I think that was the primary
That was
that you
it,
guys
yeah.
were heading toward. So whoever of you knew Ixia the best might have some information about their parentage.
Well, then let's hope it's not Cassandra because she can't talk to anyone.
Or do we just make it fun and do like a fortune roll for all of us and we see who knew?
Yeah, that sounds great.
So that we
There's-
have the potential for it to be locked in Cassandra's mind.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, her mind is a critical success for this information. Everybody else has to roll.
We have to make her do like charades after.
Yeah, you feel free to roll a die in a fortune roll die. All right, a great start.
I must have got on Ixia's nerves.
Oof. 2 for
Do you want
2.
to roll one?
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll figure out who rolls a 6 and has a
I don't know. What
really, really good memory. Nope. There we go.
So it is locked inside Cassandra's mind, and we're going to have to figure out how to communicate that.
You spoke it into existence.
Yeah. So at least you do have the telepathic bond.
True.
But yeah, it could be that everyone else is racking their brains and Cassandra is just like, I have this information on instant recall.
Oh, you know what? Pictionary.
Mm, nice.
Ixia's like, you're freaking kidding me? Like,
Just locked in stone, like son of a bitch.
The only
You-
person who knows anything about me is the only one who doesn't talk.
Of course it's her. Of course. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Go
think
ahead,
Cassandra knows Ixia's mother's name and remembers that they are from Brooklyn.
Yes, from the Bay Ridge area, and my mother's name is Feria. Feria. You know, with the roll
Feria.
R. Yeah, so yeah, you would know that. I think if anything, Cassandra would have probably overheard Ixia like screaming into a phone at her, you know, expletives and abuse being yelled into the phone, and that's how she would have found out that information.
Yeah, Ixia happens to have an artifact, one of those candy bar shaped phones, a Nokia, some kind of thaumaturgical device that for some reason keeps working
Yes.
for her no matter what.
A fucking
Completely
brick of a
indestructible.
phone.
Mhm.
A brick of a phone.
Until it catches a bullet for you and saves your life one day, but yeah.
Exactly.
I feel like that should grant an instant threefold curse somehow. The Nokia has a threefold curse.
Mhm.
Is it not enough that I'm stoned? Like, is it not enough that I'm fully stoned right now?
Okay. So, would you? Robot Rainbows just subscribed and made a 1D fortune roll. No, wait, and it made a 10-month streak. The positioning on that was hilariously close. You should when you subscribe, you should get a fortune roll. Thank you so much for Robot Rainbows. Yeah, almost a year. That's amazing. And we will see Robot Rainbows tomorrow for another game. That will be streamed only to our Discord members.
Ooh,
Private.
exclusive.
Yes.
Exclusivity.
Exclusive content. Okay. So what's this you guys who wants to go? Cassandra has the information, but is probably unwilling or unable to communicate.
Well, I mean, in fairness, if it's all she has is a name and a general location, then she would most likely be able to communicate those by writing a name down and pointing at a map.
Oh my god. A hype train is close because Vice has gifted 5 community subs.
Goodness,
Thank you so
Vise.
much.
Very generous of you, darling.
And wow, I'm seeing some names here that got those subs that I have not seen before. And I'm seeing
Nice.
one that I know extremely well, Miss Jacalum. Awesome. Wow, that is really, really cool. Thank you so much.
So it's
So,
like, what's that, Cassandra? Ixia fell down the well?
Wait, you said Cassandra is some kind of like assist power or something, right?
Yes.
Because if you did want to just like RP the Pictionary, I have 2 in craft, and you could like.
There's really not much to explain though. If I am just going to be giving a name and a map.
some free arson for everyone for the hype
Would
train.
love
Thank you all so
arson.
much. Okay, I would say since you got a 6, you probably have some pretty decent information there, as far as address and everything. So,
Maybe I just drag everyone silently, and they're just really
Mhm.
annoyed with me the entire time.
nice.
Oh,
They don't
wait,
know what's going on. They're frustrated, and Cassandra's just insistently dragging people along.
nice.
is Ixia's cell phone like stuck to her, or is that something that Cassandra could potentially use?
That's a fantastic question. That would be a great use for a fortune roll. Gonna roll. It is in her. It is encased in stone, so there is potential for damage to try to get it out. But you can hear an alarm going off.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, and we can't turn it off.
Unless you were to break bits of stone, but
Oh
you're
no.
all worried about
We're very glad
causing
that
her
Elise
harm.
isn't here, because Elise would most certainly do that.
Grab the
It's
Turn the
pocket.
alarm off.
Yeah, it's a terrible like 8-bit, shitty do type of alarm. That is just that's just incessant. It just keeps going the whole time, no stop.
The cat's hissing.
Very reminiscent of Jurassic Park, and
Yeah.
hear it coming from the distance.
Well, let's head to Brooklyn.
Right? Okay. What time are you there?
What time do we think would be the easiest time to sneak into Ixia's mom's house and stab her?
Is that the idea here?
I mean,
Wow.
isn't that what we're doing? Don't we need the blood?
We do need
You
blood.
need the
but we
blood.
could ask first.
Question is,
Oh.
do we still have that old dagger?
The rusty
Like
one?
Sky Sanctum that
Oh.
had the
Oh yeah. Yeah, the blood
that never
blood
was
channel.
used once.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we don't
Wow.
have that. We don't have that. No,
No.
we'll just need a regular knife and a bowl.
If we if yeah.
Just like soup, just carefully.
Ixia's
I-
mom soup.
Let's
Yeah,
at least get like
yikes.
a quart container. We'll go to the deli. I'll have a bowl of far takeout and we'll wash it after.
There's a tub of ice cream. Hold on. He comes
Let's hope
back,
he's not lactose intolerant.
literally comes back with an empty Blue Bunny tub. Have it.
I would say that like any classic Hispanic home, this is a woman who sleeps maybe 4 hours because she spends the rest of it cooking. And so it's anyone's guess whether she'll be awake or not. But you have that.
Yeah. So do we want to do a plan? Or do you want to just try to sway her?
Well, we're probably going to have to swear. I don't know how we're going
Yeah.
to get it otherwise.
Mhm.
We could just ring the doorbell and then stab her.
We could just ring the doorbell and ask, like, we're not psychopaths. You know what I mean? Like, we could just be like, hey, listen, see your daughter? Stone.
Hey,
Help us.
I would be more than happy to consort with this mother because I want to. I think mothers love me.
Oh
They
yes, here we
love
go.
me.
Timbo ladies man.
I've met
Nice.
plenty of mothers.
Awesome.
Timbo likes MILFs.
Yikes. All right, well, hey. Hey.
All right. Okay. Would you like a Fey bargain? We received a level 2 hype train emote.
Woo.
Whatever
I don't
that
know what that
means.
means.
It's
No
cute.
idea.
It's like a little mole thing. It's really cute.
Aw.
What do you have for consort?
Me. Oh, two.
Oh wow,
Oh,
that's
that's cool.
fantastic.
Yeah, I figured Timbo the Himbo. Of course, he could consort with anybody. God.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Everybody loves him.
You love him. He might get on your nerves, but you love him.
It's the
Yeah.
siren part of him. He's a charmer.
Right.
Who
Do you
can
want to
resist
take
my
the devil's bargain or Fey bargain to get that up to 3 dice?
You know, yeah, Timbo. Why would Timbo think that long? Yes, let's go.
I think she's going to invite you back for dinner. So you are going to she's going to take a shine to you no matter what happens.
Amazing.
Sweet.
I'm not your brother anymore. I'm your stepdad.
Fucking help. Help.
And we're going to call this
Now that's
controlled.
some inner conflict
Okay.
for the couple.
My dad's still in the fucking house, bro. Fuck.
We can be a throuple.
Oh.
Nice. Himbo
We'll see, right?
polycule. Okay, we have a partial success. Success at a cost.
He's like, maybe I could sit in the chair.
Okay, your choices are I think we're gonna have reduced effect. She's completely willing to see you, but when she sees the strangeness of the rest of the group, she's like, I want nothing to do with the rest of them. You can come in. Yeah, she invites you in and leaves everyone out on her front stoop.
Cassandra doesn't even look unhuman. She's just creepy.
Exactly.
Standing there silently, blank stare, holding
That
the
was a
cat.
black cat.
I love it.
Terrifying
villain.
girl with white hair and a plain black dress just standing in the middle of Brooklyn. Completely stands out.
A villain. A villain is what she looks like.
Villain in
Amazing.
training.
Yeah.
I'm just like, well, ma'am, I have a slight request. Now listen, I even though I'm a little miffed that my friends couldn't come in because they're cool, man, they're really cool. Your daughter is kind of stuck. Okay, point A, daughter stuck. Point B, we need your blood. Huh?
If you
That's
ever
really
want to see your daughter again, you're going to give us your blood.
Camera pans over and you see Cassandra through the window.
Just staring through the
Yeah, it's like Kubrick stare.
She somehow teleported in.
No, listen. It's not gonna hurt a lot. I just need like a bowl full, maybe this little tub of Blue Bunny, maybe like half of it.
I like to think that telepathy, like we're communicating in our minds right now, and
Oh, yeah.
Timoshi's like, I think I'm nailing it, guys. Like,
I got this right.
Do you still want me to voice?
Yes,
Betty
please. That would be
Alright.
amazing.
So she looks at Timbo for a long time. And he's precious little bean. And you can see as she's staring at you, her hands are piling food onto a plate. Arroz con habichuelas, chuletas, plantains. She's giving you the whole thing, right? And so she's piling it onto a plate, and she says, "How much you need? Just a bowl
of your blood.
Mm.
Just half in this container. Yes,
for Ixia.
Phyrexia.
Miguel, and you hear her shout out for someone. Beria is average height woman, very curvy, big mane of what at first glance just looks like a lot of dark curls. But you can see every once in a while a little snake head peeks out from the curls. And she's got like apron on, kind of dressed in this way that is I think like echoes to a different time. She's got like a muumuu dress on, very comfortable. And then you see Ixia's dad come down. You can see that a lot of her features come from him. Very Puerto Rican, Hispanic features. Dark eyes, dark brows, dark hair that's kind of close cropped, almost like maybe he was military. He has that body of like, it's a dad bod, but he's still got a lot of chest and muscular arms, wearing like an open silk shirt with a lot of gold chains. He comes down and immediately looks at you and says, "Who is this?" "Oh, one of Ixia's friends. They want my blood. They want your what? So, we are going to give you blood, okay? But you must eat all the food.
Oh,
You're too skinny. You're too skinny, puppy. You need to eat, okay? Eat the food. I will take care of blood." And she will go kind of scamper off to take care of the blood.
Oh, thank you so much. Now, do you mind if my friends help me? Because they're hungry. They are waiting on the porch. I know they look freaky, but I promise they are friends and they love food.
Cassandra isn't waiting on the porch. She
Look
is
at
just
poor
looking
child.
in through the window. Just
She's wasting away to nothing. She's almost a
Right,
ghost at this point.
She's too skinny. She needs food.
She-
Ay Dios. Okay. Let them in. They can come in. And she'll start like putting food on plates, extra helping for Cassandra because she's extra small. Yeah.
Cassandra's
Starts
wary
setting
of
the table.
eating due to past incidents, but she hasn't seen homemade food like this ever. So
Yeah. And then
Immediately.
she'll pour out drinks. You'll see that. Okay, I need to know this because player is a dummy and doesn't know. What is everybody's pronouns? What's everyone's pronouns?
They should be on screen. You should be able to see.
Let me just fucking look and not be dumb. Okay. Cool. Awesome. Amazing. Right. So you'll see that like for those that she perceives as very young, so like Cassandra, right? A juice, some sort of juice, probably like a mango juice or like a guava. And then for those where she kind of can't tell how old they are, she just gives them rum. Because that's what we do on the island. So she gives them rum, these little glasses of rum, with their food. And then once that's settled, she'll look at Cassandra for a second and like stare for a little too long. And there's a look that comes across her face that's very maternal and concerned. She sees the cat and her one eyebrow goes up. And it's very like this stare that makes you think she's looking through you. And then she'll look over to Who will she look over at next? Hold on. Give me a second. She's gonna look at, is it Jax?
Jax.
Is that your name? Jax. Okay, I want to make sure. Okay. She'll look over to Jax and see that he's, also that they're very have an aggressive air to them. and we'll be like, don't touch anything. And then we'll disappear to go get bowl and things necessary to give blood.
Do we
And then
think
her
that
dad
this-
will just take position at head of table and just
Nice.
silent watching them.
Does this seem like it's going to be a problem for anyone to eat this very nice looking?
I mean, unless
Really
there's
not.
I think we're fine.
Timbo in his head is telling everybody, man, thank goodness she let y'all in. I don't know if I can eat a lot of this after all that omelet.
And then that's when the second serving gets piled on top.
Absolutely. As soon as you're done, it's another plate. And to eat,
Yeah.
you have to eat. Yeah.
Timbo's probably gonna have a little problem with this. I was thinking maybe we could try a finesse roll to see if we can finesse this food down.
I love it.
That's
I love
how we
it.
do it at Abuela's house
It's
too.
still a bit of a queasy stomach, I suppose.
Yeah, all that egg.
Partial.
All right.
I have a burp
Okay.
and it's okay. Literally downs the shot.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, I think that is you hear this just immense rumble go through Timbo, like just starts at the bowels and just works its way up, just like a little mini earthquake, like fur, waving, and yeah, it is it is becoming difficult for Timbo to keep anything else down. There's just there's a little too much of a layer of eggs at the bottom of all of it, and
Yeah.
and there was some huevos
It's a fly.
in that last
Yeah,
bite,
probably was.
and
Yeah,
it
yeah,
like
probably.
made a little sandwich, eggs on bottom and eggs on top, and it was just that's when it was
Not a
too
good
much
time.
for you.
Do we want to start a clock of massive gas that would ruin it?
No, I think you'll be okay, but it's gonna you're gonna be too distracted to take action. So someone else will have to take over. Timbo's just sort of rumbling there in the back.
He's got the itis. That's all it is.
Mhm.
He just needs a nap.
Cassandra is struggling to maintain her civility. She's doing that thing that a child does when they know they need to behave themselves, but also they've not eaten anything near this good. So she's really struggling to try to shovel as much in as possible as politely as she can.
I think at seeing that, right, Miguel looks over and says, "You don't need to be polite. Eat your food. Eat it."
Oh God, no! Then she starts using her hands. Do you?
Yeah. And he just nods very, stoically and approvingly, like, yes.
The
All right,
sight
ladies.
upsets Timbo a little more.
I think that only leaves Max and Jax as potential contenders here to take this home and try to get some blood.
Yeah, she comes back with things for the bloodletting.
Yeah, somebody's gonna.
I'm
need
sure
to
there's an
handle that.
eyes.
Yeah, I have no
Yes.
consort and no sway, so.
Oh, this is gonna be the actual taking of
Oh, taking.
fluids.
Oh, well,
Just
I
the
can
blood
probably get
magic
the blood
person?
out pretty easily.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes, this might be
You
your
should-
thing.
You're a specialist. In
All
fact,
right.
we need to get you that old dagger. We need to find a way to get it in your hands.
Yeah.
Good
Just
idea.
Front and just like, don't worry, I'm a doctor.
Oh, I'm waiting for several more undertakings in where you guys do an undertaking to go back to the island that Night Sky Sanctum was on to literally ransack the place for treasures. And yeah, that dagger would be a perfect reason to almost good enough to go. have
I'm
to
sure we
face
could
all
probably
your.
do
Yeah,
Well, I
except you
will.
guys will have to face all your demons to go there.
Question though, I have all the Fey fruits fermented into fermented alcoholic Fey fruits at this
Ooh.
point because Jimbo would be
Fey
interested
wine.
in that.
Nice.
We need some casks of Fey fruit. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna have Iker
Oh,
make just the tiniest little cut because they don't hurt when they
yeah.
make cuts, and then he can help get the blood out.
That's
So
a great
yeah, just
idea.
a tiny little
I
baby cut that bleeds a lot, and it'll be fine. No
Yeah,
pain.
Feria will sit down next to Jax and just kind of offer her arms. Where you can see there's like tribal tattoos all over her arms and hands. She may have been a dabbler when she still lived on the island, so but yeah, so she'll sit down for you. Let you do that.
Nice. So yeah, Iker will just be as gentle as he possibly can because he's a good boy. Although he is really relatively gluttonous, so he might take a sip for himself because he can't help himself.
uh, yeah, I think this is it's pretty natural for him. So I don't think a roll will be needed there. It might just be getting it back out of him later.
Oh no, he's just gonna make a cut, and then it
Oh,
can
he's
leave
just
the
cutting.
roll.
Okay,
He just takes a little nip for himself before he gets out
gotcha.
of
I'm just imagining the bat just vomiting on Ixia's.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Yeah, you get about a third of a blue bunny pail. And yeah, you're hopeful that that's enough. Does anyone want to take that any further to make sure you have enough to do maybe, 2 rituals, or you're not sure how much you'll need offhand because there were about 30 people or so that were turned to stone.
Oh, well, they
This'll
don't
def-
matter, though.
This will definitely be enough to get, well, you're hoping it'll be enough to get Ixia back.
Well, I assume that once we fix Ixia, then she can use her blood to fix all the other people.
If we want to. They might even be Red Watch.
I'm sure some of them are, yeah.
Right. You want to return to your coven stead to make up and perform a ritual, or you want to? Well, yeah, I guess you'll need to since Ixia's statue is there.
Yeah.
I think before you go, Feria is like wrapping up cake and little treats and stuff for you to take home. And she gives an extra plate to Cassandra because she saw the way she was like wolfing down the food. And is like, you ever need meal, you come back, I feed you, okay?
Cassandra makes a very grateful face and a smile. And that's about as close as a thank you as one can get from her.
Yeah. And then soon as you guys leave, you hear yelling in Spanish back and forth from the house. There's clearly an argument that started. But yeah, lots of yelling.
Right. Well, you all arrive back with
We got the goods.
not the first clue of how to administer this. So, what do you all like to do?
Jimbo just like brings the bucket to the statue and just sets it down. Like that was the most straightforward thing that he had figured from it. He was like, said you needed blood. There you go, man.
Right, yeah, it
Guess we
sloshes
just
a
need to,
little bit.
put some on our thumb and
Yeah.
smear it on the forehead. Simba.
Probably some kind of group ritual would be appropriate.
Yeah, I was just trying to think if maybe we should make like a gather information roll to see if we can find any information on about how to best do this. Like, do we need to crack the rock and pour the blood in, or do we just need to throw the blood on the statue, or I don't know.
Indeed, we don't really know much about this particular spell, or if it even is a spell. I suppose we're making up a ritual as we go, so
I'm just trying to look at the covenant document to see if we have what we have.
Himbo has 0 insight, so he is not going to be able to research or find or study or survey anything very well.
it's such a staunch difference from Night Sky Sanctum, where all of the characters were generally somewhat intelligent. Now we're all a little bit inexperienced and naive.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Night Sky Sanctum started out literally in the middle of a heist. You guys started out in the middle of hanging out, and one of your friends, got into some trouble. It might as well be fresh for Prince of Bel-Air by comparison.
You know who might help? Puck. Puck
Oh,
might know something about this, considering how experienced and occult, and we tend to have a good relationship with House of the Ram and Puck in general.
Puck is actually your coven contact. He is
Mm.
your doorman now. The House of the Ram let him go.
Yeah, I literally hate to say it because he's also my rival because I'm threatened by his masculinity. But so it's like I don't bring it up, but I'm thinking it in the back of my head. And since we all have telepathic bond, like somebody is gonna
Yeah,
pick it
somebody picks it up.
up.
Does anybody want to approach him?
Well, I can't approach him. So we've got 3 options, and one of the options hates him.
Max or Jex? Would it make sense for?
I don't mind
I
giving
could
it a
go.
go.
Yeah, I could go with Jex just so like there's company. But like I feel like Jex, the blood person, is important to go for. We're gonna have to do a blood ritual of some kind.
Nice. Okay.
I also have a Scarlet Incarnation ally.
Oh, well, they
Like,
would probably know.
about blood
Nice.
rituals too. So either way, we'll
Speaking
figure
of
it out.
that, I think that's a good sign because I drew a major arcana for this session, and the Empress was the card that I drew, which is the Scarlet Incarnations card. So yeah, they are heightened today. You do know exactly where you could go if you wanted to get information from them. Do you want me to go ahead and roll against Puck first and see what he knows, or do you want to hunt down your contact?
Let's try. Let's do it all. Let's try
Okay.
Puck first. He's closest.
All right. All right.
Is Puck part of our relay? Now that he's our doorman?
He's right downstairs. We can just go
Yeah,
talk to him.
he's close by.
Okay.
I'll roll 1 die for him because I think it's kind of outside of his area of expertise.
Yeah.
But there is a possibility. Okay. He definitely knows, as Jack Spiderstripe does, the power of blood when it comes to shapeshifting. and Jack knows about being turned to stone in the same way. So they're all... you think he could probably help you work out a ritual, but he seems to have about as little of a confident idea of how to go about it as the rest of you do. So you could go his path if you're going for speed, and if it was somebody maybe you didn't care about so much, that wouldn't be
Yeah.
too scary. But yeah, I think he would agree that a Scarlet Incarnation contact would probably have a lot more information.
Okay. Well, then I will attempt to get a hold of Leaf. He is my Scarlet Incarnation contact. He is a raven for them. So Yeah. Let's
Awesome.
see if he's around.
Okay. Yeah, I think because of the time of day and your proximity to Thorn, the Scarlet Incarnation's nightclub, it's only a couple blocks from where you are now. You have a feeling you could probably meet up with him. It'd be less than a half hour
Okay.
to go find him and meet up with him. Does anyone want to head to Thorn as well? The closest thing we have to a vampire nightclub in Midnight.
Ooh. Yeah, I'll go.
It sounds like a place that Cassandra will look appropriate for,
Yeah.
but would absolutely hate being at.
Andrea, you can roll 2 fortune dice since
Okay.
you're using your contact. Closest thing to a vampire nightclub that we know of, says Isabella. All right.
We're going to find
So,
Trinity there.
yeah.
No.
So when you head in, you are who all went?
Timbo went just to like be like, I was going to go come to protect you and just have your back, but in the back of his mind, he's like, I wonder if there's any hot vampire chicks at this place.
Cassandra went because she doesn't let the family go without her because she's terrified.
Nice. So they let you all in, and you look around for. You said Leaf was his name.
Mhm.
He him.
They don't let Cassandra, and I think she's only 19. I think she has to stay outside.
They amazingly don't seem like that's a problem at all.
Oh, well, there we go.
Um,
The vampires don't care about the law.
and then when you
Talk.
get in, you realize that there are no alcoholic beverages served.
We are the beverages.
I got that AB positive on draft.
No.
And Jex, you find Leaf in a very dark corner. You wait for a few moments as he's finishing up talking to some other people who are also wearing very dark colors and don't look like they're the club going type. And he finishes up his conversation with them, and then they walk past you and out, and he ushers you over to his table. He is wearing a black hood that's covering just below his eyes, and is otherwise completely covered in black. The back of his robe is embroidered with wings, raven wings, and yeah, it's a really fancy outfit, but not appropriate to the location. And yeah, he's willing to talk to you about your conundrum.
Yeah, so I will explain to him that we are having an issue with a blood ritual. Um, Not really sure how to go about getting a blood into a statue since, they're stone. Yeah, and we need to fix our Medusa's friend.
Yeah. So Gorgons, and particularly the Medusa, is rare even in Midnight these days. So they haven't had a whole lot of experience with them or their shape-shifting. But he is in contact with people who are much higher up on the sort of blood totem pole than he is. And he thinks that he could get you in and perform the ritual here in one of their underground chambers. If you allow some of his associates to watch, they'll be able to maintain the energy around you. So if there are any problems, they'll be able to contain them.
For some reason, when you said as long as they'll be able to watch. It just
And I'm like,
immediately sounded
"Mm."
creepy to me.
Hmm.
Why do they want to watch?
They're vampires. It's always a little creepy.
They're medical
This-
students. They need to learn.
Right.
When you've been alive for over 200 years, you get bored. I want to see something new.
So, if you're willing, they will be able to give you an assist on the ritual.
I will relay this information to everybody, and I feel pretty good about the situation. I don't think they're gonna fuck around too bad. So I think
if-
we can. Yeah, it's. I mean, it's not their job. It's not what they are. Their goals aren't to be a bother. They're so
True.
unless you're on their list, but we're not on their list.
Yeah, we don't really have a particular reason for them to be trying to backstab us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're just a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
For once, this coven doesn't have a bunch of people just wanting to hunt us down and take us.
Yeah, if anything, they're interested because of who you all are. They're not. Yeah, they seem intrigued rather than put off or worried about what this is going to mean for them in the future.
All right.
Right.
So somebody needs to go back home and grab our statue and bring him.
And by somebody you mean Timbo, because who else could
Yeah.
carry the statue?
Timbo, Max could probably do
I
it.
got
with
the
their,
telekinesis.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
of course.
Timbo just hears, "Fetch the friend."
Go
And
fetch,
then-
Timbo.
You need to
Yeah,
get alacrity just so you can do that.
Yeah, Timbo hears "fetch the friend," and then slightly hears, Max's thoughts about the telekinesis. Literally, it's like, "Well, you want to come, friend?" and like offers a shoulder.
Heck yeah. Max is coming.
Yeah, somebody out on the streets blinks and is like, "Did you just see a Sasquatch carrying a Medusa statue on its back?" I thought I saw that for a split second, but there's nothing here now.
Timbo's just going hi ho the whole time. Friendos.
Max behind all the geese going in crazy angles. You didn't see it.
Just honking at everyone. When you
Oh,
hear
that's
New
honking in
York?
Manhattan traffic, that's not usually
Yeah.
what you
True.
expect.
Geese
So-
in New York? Are you kidding? Aggressive.
So about 30 minutes later, those of you who stayed behind watch as some members of the Scarlet Incarnation wearing red robes come down into a large underground chamber that is decked out as a ritual circle and start to prepare it with candles. As soon as the candles start burning, you smell blood in the air.
Make sure you bring the blood.
The blood. Literally, Timbo has to go back and get the
Runs
blood.
back. All right. All right. So, group action.
For the ritual, yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Well, that's all
Alright.
to that.
I would probably get focused.
Sandra, what sort of action?
Jex, you're gonna lead,
Yeah,
and you said focus.
yeah.
I think that makes sense. I'm going to count this assist as +1 die for everyone.
Okay.
How excellent.
No rolling, or is Andrea rolling and it's getting the plus dice from all of us?
Everybody's rolling with +1 focus +1 die.
Okay.
If you need extra dice, you could do like Devil's Bargain or anything like that.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, we're so focused.
We're very well focused.
So focused.
All right. We
Timbo's
have
Except
like-
for Megan. Megan is not focused.
Timbo's sitting here like this
Ooh,
and like is very like wide-eyed and it's just like there's veins popping out here. He's so
right.
I'm
See if
blaming
you
that
bring
on
it
my
home.
downtime from last time.
All right. Yeah, for sure. Okay. So we have a 6, and that's going to cost Jex 1 additional willpower. How do you make up for the fact that Max is slacking?
Um,
God damn it, Max.
Are they like dozing off in the middle of the ritual?
Max
yeah.
got too comfy against Timbo in the fluff.
Fluff,
Oh
lost
my
in the
god.
fluff.
I'm
Aw.
just like slumped over on his shoulder, just snoring, and the geese are just kind of like in his ear, like.
Timbo literally doesn't even notice. He's just focused.
If they're sleepy, I'd probably just kick them every now and then to make sure they're awake.
Yeah,
Okay.
kick
Perhaps the bat could just be biting at them.
Just clicking in their ear.
All right. Okay, since Jex, you got a 6, so the entire group action is a 6. I'm gonna say because there are 3 or more of you, I'm gonna do increased effect. That effectively becomes a critical. So you can describe the ritual and what you want to take as a bonus.
What I want to take as a bonus.
In
Okay.
addition to
Ixia
these.
remains stone, but can move.
It charges
No,
Ixia's phone.
they're just a stone monster now. Rock
The alarm
monster.
stops.
Let's see. So I'm gonna say the ritual is a lot of Greek chanting, and the blood is poured over the top of Ixia's head, and as it runs down their body turns back to flesh. It's a slow process and probably a little bit painful because you wake up and there's still parts of you that are stone. So it's a process, and the red robed guys are chanting the entire time to make sure that everything goes well. The extra thing I think would be that let's see, it is a blood ritual. Let's say that Ixia wakes up with all of their willpower and essence restored after having spent a lot of it to do the wild magic situation that didn't go so well. Getting all their stuff back would be good.
Okay, awesome.
It does make sense. I mean, they have been napping for a little while.
All right. So, Ixia, you find yourself in a completely different situation than you were in just a moment ago. Time basically stopped for you over the last couple of days. So, and they don't know what happened to you leading up to this. So, however you want to fill them in.
Yeah, I think as Ixia's coming out of it, she doesn't necessarily focus on the room or who's in it. Her eyes are kind of just shifting around a lot, and you can see her muscles tensing and grimaces on her face as the stone kind of falls away. Eventually, when she regains, full movement, she starts to like crack her neck and like her knuckles, and she looks around, and you can see that her body is already in a fighting stance, like she's ready to lash out. But then she recognizes her siblings. And then sees the situation they're in, sees the room they're in and the red robes, and it's just, who the fuck are you? To the people in the robes.
As soon as you have come out of it, the people in the red robes scatter. And head out of the room. Yeah.
It's all
Two go
good,
down.
bunch.
Yeah, two go down into a lower chamber, and the other goes back up toward Thorn.
Right. Well. Hey. It's been a while.
Cassandra goes to give Ixia a hug.
Oh, I think immediately just like almost picks her up to give a hug.
Probably
And it's like, oh,
possible
hey,
since
hey.
she's like a foot shorter and
Yeah. It's she'll like lift her up and hug her really tight and oh hey. All right, I'm all right. I'm okay. Nothing to worry about. Maybe something to worry about. What happened? What did y'all see?
Nothing. We saw nothing, technically. By the time we got to you, you were already stoned, and so was everybody else in the room. So you have a lot of work to do when we get
Huh.
done. If you want to.
So it worked. All right. They could take a time out. A lot of them was Red Watch anyway, so they could take a vacation, right? I'm sure they want one. You guys are okay though, right? Nothing happened to you?
Yeah, no, we're fine.
All
Nothing we
right,
couldn't
all
handle.
right.
We we can handle this our own.
Yeah.
Jimbo's
Okay,
like,
guys.
we're good, old buddy, best friend, best pal. So glad you're back. In the back of his head, everybody hears him through the telepathic bond. Oh, I barely remember Ixia.
I have a question. Is this telepathic bond just them, or is this pretty much like everybody, all the kids, that
I
is connected
think,
to this telepathic
I
bond?
would
Once-
assume that Ixia's part of the coven enough already that you would be in it.
The minute she hears him say that, if that's cool, she'll be like, I can fucking hear you.
Oh no! Jimbo's like instantly panicking, and his brain just keeps thinking about eggs now.
Eggs. That's fucking weird, but all right. I mean, we could go to the diner if you want eggs. That's not.
No.
Okay.
No. Jimbo
Okay.
is like
We can't
runs off,
afford eggs.
literally
Have you
holding
seen the
his ride.
It's true. Right. Okay, all right. No eggs. No, that's not a problem. They also do French toast there, but whatever. Look, thank you for helping me out. I was doing something I wasn't supposed to. But I did what I gotta do, right? And I thought I could trust these two assholes, but apparently they were just and you can see she's like really disappointed in recalling these particular two assholes. It says, but I know where they are, and so I want to kick their ass. Do you want to come with me?
Jimbo's like, let's get him.
Cassandra's
Yeah, it'll be
just shaking her head quietly.
No, it'll be fun. I mean, you don't have to get involved in the fight. You could just watch. Or you could learn how to throw a punch. It'll be good for you.
All right. I think now is a good time for us to take a quick break. They'll decide what kind of undertaking they want to take on after these messages from our sponsors. Have any sponsors? There's no messages. Just gonna be a break. See y'all in a couple of minutes. Hello and welcome back to Balsamic Games, Witch's Dozen, Session Season 1. Ixia has just been restored to her Gorgon form from stone.
God
And
yourself.
Yes.
had a lot of information to give to the rest of the group, including such gems as the fuckers were about to kill me before I turned us all to stone.
Yes.
So potential for revenge there. The two friends that betrayed Ixia that are part of the problem are also potential punching bags for you all, and of course
Yes.
Ian, I think that was his name, the Red Watch captain, who does want some of Ixia's blood to help revive all of the prisoners, as well as some of the soldiers who sort of got caught in the crossfire and turned to stone, how to restore them all to flesh and let the prisoners go, because, of course, he believes that their detainment was unjust. So he's trying to help you out. So yeah,
Well,
those
you
are
know,
kind of some potential directions to go.
me and Ian can have a conversation. He can explain to me why they tried to kill me, and then maybe I'll help him with his friends. But yeah, no, I think Ixia just like downloads you guys on the whole thing. That I think for the most part, you guys would know that Ixia sort of copes with a lot of her shit by fighting, right? Oh man, would any of them know that I'm a part of a fighting ring?
Well,
do
I
now, if
mean,
you're thinking about it.
one should hope that we don't, because the first rule of Fight Club is that you're not
Right,
supposed
right.
to talk about it.
Yeah. No, I mean, because I can imagine someone like sneaking out to follow her and having seen her. You know what I mean? Like in that way, rather than Ixia actually saying it, that it would be that kind of thing.
That could be a potential for the reason Timbo and Ixia aren't getting along right now. Because Timbo was the one that spotted you getting taken in.
Okay.
I think Timbo, you actually talked to Chastity. Do you remember the names of the people that betrayed you? At least one of them.
Yeah, you know what? We'll call them Ash and Joseph. That's what we'll call them.
Okay.
Ash and Joseph.
So, so Timbo, you talked to Ash. Ash was one of the ones that escaped the raid and came to you and told you that Ixia was among the victims. So yeah, that's why you guys got involved in the first place. So there's something up with that betrayal, because it seems odd that they would go to Timbo. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's definitely
I
something
think,
going on.
yeah, I think you guys would see just like mental images of memories of what happened, right? They were clearly in trouble. And, you know, Ixia was going off to do her fucking thing, and she saw them getting into trouble, and very much as you've seen her do before, she sort of immediately came to their aid. It didn't go well, clearly, and you could see like images of her fighting off some of these officers. Like her fists would turn into stone, and then she would start like trying to wail on these guys, and they managed to subdue her. And that's how she got arrested. But you notice that for her, the betrayal was that the two, Ash and Joseph, saw her and didn't try to stop it. In fact, Joseph, you would see, kind of like pushed her towards one of these enforcers, and then the two ran off into the city. Yeah, so you would just see the memories of that.
Yeah, and these people are also involved in the fighting ring. So
yeah. Yeah. So I fucked up. I probably should have just let them get arrested or whatever, fucking around. But you know, I can take whatever these guys would dish out, but these two, they ain't shit. So
So I think you guys all figured out something that Ixia didn't figure out, and that was that the Red Watch weren't involved in the original crackdown. They got involved later, but another faction charge.
Mm.
yeah, I think Ixia for a moment is kind of sitting down, you know, kind of elbows on her knees, smoking a cigarette, like immediately lighting one up, smoking a cigarette. She pulls out her phone, that the alarm is still going off, and she's like, "Oh shit, okay, there's another fight. That's where they'll be. Let's fucking go. We'll go handle them. I'll do what I gotta do, and then hopefully we can go home, and that'll be that.
Yeah.
Unless y'all know of something else that I don't."
Yeah, so you have a text that says emergency, and you know what that means. That means get down here if you want to make some money,
Yeah.
blow off some steam.
Yeah. Yeah, you see her get up and she just like checks the wrappings on her hands to make sure that they're nice and tight. They're definitely dirty from like split skin and fucking just grime and shit like that. And she's fully prepared to go and is just like looking at you for like, do you want to come with me?
Himbo's just instantly at alert,
Yeah.
like, let's go! He's like, a fight? Okay.
Word, and she'll throw up a fist so they could fucking pound it real quick, you know, because she's like,
She's
yes,
like-
we can fight now.
I'm thinking, oh, maybe she'll forgive me if I fight well, like, where we can be friends again. I want to be friends.
Oh, yeah. We'll see.
He's like, I hope I do well. That's all he's saying. I hope I do real well.
Ixia knows the type of fighters that are there. She's like, he might get knocked out, but it'll be a lesson, and that's what's important.
Jimbo's a golden retriever in a mosh pit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Friends.
Yeah, so
All right, let's go.
yeah. Okay, hell yeah. And she'll lead the way through the city to the place.
Yeah, so what kind of a place do you think this is, and is it up north or?
It is let's see, where is it? So it's definitely in Brooklyn, but it's like so obviously in New York, right? Specifically in the city and the boroughs. There's really not much in the way of woods unless you go to Central Park. But the place that she goes to is in Brooklyn, and you see that there's like this kind of just it almost seems like this weird patch of forest, right? Just like this ton of dense wood that's there, and a lot of like weeds and brambles and such that are kind of meshed together. But you see that Ixia just kind of like shoves this like large bush to the side, and you see there's a path, and there was like a former bridge there, and it's in that bridge, or tunnel rather, that you'll see there's like a collection of people that are walking from different directions into this sort of tunnel space. Yeah.
When you get there aren't as many people as you expected. It's relatively quiet. There's just this like sort of huddle in the middle, and 3 or 4 people talking and some other people standing around. And you do notice that Ash is there, but the other one is missing. And he seems to be the one that everyone else has gathered around.
Okay. I think just because she is fucking unstable, she immediately beelines it for Ash and grabs him by the collar of his shirt, and just like face to face, screaming at him, "How could you do that to me, you piece of shit? I'm gonna fucking kill you!" Like all of the threats, while she's basically choking him out by his shirt.
Timbo's like, yeah, we'll get you. She's got friends too.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, he's just choking and until finally you throw him down, and he starts to catch his breath to try to um, in some way save himself from getting that a second time. And that's when everyone else that was kind of around, they all kind of come in and make a little bit of a separation between you and him. And they're like, from what he just told us, whoever was in charge of that raid, they had no respect for human life at all. They weren't there for that wasn't normal business. I don't know what was going on there, but nobody's seen or heard from anybody that they picked up since that raid.
Who else did
And
they get?
they got about 2/3 of the people who come here on a regular basis to fight.
Shit. And you see, like, her snakes are kind of pulled up by like a ribbon. But what look like earrings at first, you realize are the rattles of a rattlesnake type of what look like earrings, and they're rattling as her like aggression builds. And she will look to her family, to her coven, and say, did y'all see anything? You guys see anyone that seemed, I don't know, extra out of the ordinary?
I mean, other than the fact that it was the people police picking you guys up rather than Red Watch, that was weird.
Yeah. Okay. Fuck. She holds out a hand for Ash to get up. And once he's upright, she takes a breath. And it's just her eyes that move to him for a second, and then in like a blur of movement, she just cracks him across the jaw. Just one good one across the face. And she, is like, okay, all right, I feel better now. And then says, okay, so we got to figure this out, because if they're just going around rounding us up and no one's coming back, that means they're a threat to you guys.
I can, with my grimoire sense, conduct a short ritual to ask what specific resonance does this item or place power have. Would that work in the same sense as like I'm getting a vibe on this place? Like what might be on here?
Vibe check.
Or is that something different?
For an Arcanist,
Yeah.
that
really
would give you like yeah, that's I mean, you would definitely learn something here. It wouldn't help you with what's going on, but the sort of resonance of this place, it's blood, it's pain, it's this blur of like human experience, all sort of like congealed like dried blood. It's got a really horrible it's like got a horrible surface feeling to it, but there's a lot of very interesting layers of resonance under that. More of the kind of thing that would tickle an empath rather than an Arcanist. But still interesting, yeah.
I don't know if there's like a memory roll or something. But I think Ixia would be thinking back to her time on the boat and trying to recall if she heard any information from guards or, other people kept on the ship. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Anything
can
like
definitely
that.
do a flashback.
Right.
Yeah, I if I remember right, I provided you the private chat. that
You did.
might be useful to call back to. Oh, there are their
Yeah.
names, but we'll just change that.
Yeah. My bad.
No, it's all right. Well, was
Yeah,
it
yeah.
Morgan and Ash?
Ash and Joseph.
I originally put
Gosh.
Morgan and Benji, but
Okay.
now it's Ass and Joseph. So
Joseph?
yes, Joseph. That's
Okay.
my bad.
No, it's all right.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. Joseph and Ash. I changed it.
Mhm.
Notes.
Wonderful.
Okay. Yeah, so feel free to recall any of that information. I would say things were a little jumbled because you went from like right in the middle of, oh shit, I'm about to die, gotta
Mhm.
cast wild magic, to, oh, now I'm surrounded by family. So
Yeah. I'm feeling
Maybe
a
you
little
did die and this
topsy-turvy.
is just heaven.
Imagine. Heaven is when I'm with my family. Okay.
Sick of him.
All right. Right? Elise would be disappointed.
She's
Okay.
watching from
Let
the
me see here.
astral and throwing up.
You could catch these hands too, Elise? No. Okay. Okay. Let me see here. Yeah. So as I said, so she's having these memories of saving these two people she viewed as her friends, because something wasn't right, and it was the fact that it wasn't the normal people that would pick us up that were getting involved. Let me see here. Okay. So, because the normal protocols of being arrested weren't being followed, she would have went into sort of hyper focus mode to try to gather as much information as possible. And so the image itself is of her within a cell, and over the next cell over, she hears someone crying, and she kind of leans up against the bars and says, "Hey, you're gonna be all right. You're gonna get out. All right? They arrest us all the time. It's not a big deal. Especially over some bullshit, we'll get out." And then they begin talking, having a little bit of conversation. At first, it's just small talk, getting to kind of know each other. But then they tell me about a tattoo that's on one of the guards' forearms. And it apparently has something to do with a current rumor that's within the Fight Club. I think at that point is when I would have sent Igni, my snake familiar, to go and gather some information, peek around. And then I would have heard some sort of nonsense coming from the deck of the ship that I now put together was y'all. But yeah, so did Igni manage to gather anything for me when I sent him out?
Yeah, we could make a roll for that.
Absolutely, let's do it. What do I roll?
It's up to you based on the way you're doing it. But
Okay.
if you're just having him gather the snake gather the information, maybe Prowl would be good, where they're trying to keep a low profile and get as much information as they can, or maybe they're trying to get all around the place and survey the whole area. So it's just
Yeah.
whatever you think would make the most sense for what you want him.
Okay, you know what I'm gonna have him do, and you tell me if this makes sense. He's gonna actually use insight as he's moving about,
Gotcha.
to sort of be able to gather, either faces or maybe a name or two, or even spot the tattoo on one
Okay.
of these guards.
So insight is an attribute rather than an action. You'll want to
Okay.
go to that sort of outer area, but
Yeah.
if you look at the ones under insight, that might work.
Yeah. Would target work?
Yeah,
Would
that would
prefer
be great.
target?
Yeah, that would be trying to get information about like a very specific person. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you already spotted the tattoo, but that guy has walked off. So maybe if you sent your snake, you know,
Mhm.
to go and target that person in particular and get more information, yeah, that could be helpful.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I think it's 1 dice that I have in that, so
Okay.
yeah. Let's see how I do. Did it go? I hope
All
it went.
right, that is a partial success. So
Hey.
yeah, that means on a gather information that you're going to get some incomplete information. So what do you want to know? And I'll give you the answers.
Okay, I want to know. Okay, I want to know specifically about the man with the tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's any indicator, not just like what the tattoo looks like, but also maybe in like uniform.
Yeah.
If there's any, I don't know, symbol or something that would let me know as to which faction he's kind of rolling with.
Yeah.
To do this.
So more or less, he looks like your average Obsidian Council guard, but you do notice that where he would normally have his rank on his shoulder, he's wearing a pin that looks like the letter I. It's kind of turned a little, it's like a little crooked on his shoulder, but it looks like the letter I. You haven't really seen this symbol before, and you and your friends have had lots of run-ins with the Obsidian Council. They usually, as soon as they see your snakes or anything, they're like, "We don't want to have we're not trying to cause any trouble," and they just back away. But these guys, they did not seem to. I mean, they seem upset that they picked you up, but because they didn't mean to pick up any witches. But other than that, yeah, definitely an unusual pin. And he's the one with the same tattoo. And the tattoo, it's kind of hard to make out, but it does look like kind of like a snake in a diamond. And going up his forearm and onto the back of his hand.
Okay, yeah. I think that I send that to them through the telepathic bond, but then I also kind of say it out loud to them. At this point, kind of like ignoring the rest of the people behind me, and let them know I've never seen this shit before.
Yeah.
And let them know about the pin, obviously sending it mentally so that they can have the image of it as well, and then the image of the tattoo itself.
Yeah, the bit of it you saw. And at that point in your flashback, that's when the tail of the snake slipped off of one of the rafters that it was crawling along. And once they spotted that, they were like, everybody's shouting, like, there's a witch in here. And then that's when you started casting wild magic, when everything went wrong. Real time.
Yeah. I think
popping off.
Yeah, I think just like the rage of being held captive, but then also the like pure panic of like, I cannot die here. I have things to do, and then that's sort of what causes the wild magic to happen.
Yeah, because you literally heard them saying, "We're gonna have to kill her and throw her off the boat."
Yeah, no, not me, buddy.
Yeah.
Not me, boy.
And you were already handcuffed at that point, so yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You definitely don't see anybody with any of those symbols or tattoos here, and all the people in your fight club seem to be unrelated and just as upset.
Yeah.
So some of your friends, some of the people you were trying to protect are the people that were turned to stone. But to go back and get a hold of their bodies to turn them back would mean going and talking to the Red Watch.
Fuck. Ah.
Yeah, we can
okay.
handle a little red watch.
Might
Yeah.
actually have to
I
rely
can
on
be really
Timbo.
big.
The Red Watch
Yeah. I
aren't
mean, I'm
seem like
not.
they're scared too much.
Timbo, you might need to be
Yeah.
nice to them.
Oh,
I think Timbo is
Yeah.
probably the only one of us who can talk to the police without punching one.
Hmm, good point.
Or, well, Cassandra can't
Um.
talk, so.
Right.
Right.
I'm assuming both Max and Jex are also very anti-cop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think like at Jack saying that the guy from the Red Watch didn't really care. Is that fucking weird that he didn't care? You know, like isn't
He seemed really interested in who we were and the fact that we were connected to Night Sky Sanctum. So
you seem real nosy.
yeah.
Ooh, okay. Just to make things interesting, because I don't know. I'm brand new. I don't know what this looks like. But at the mention of Night Sky Sanctum and who that very clearly involves, what do I roll to see if I can contain my rage and not punch a hole through the stone of the tunnel?
Resolve, probably.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Resolve.
Okay.
Would be the thing to resist that.
Okay.
And yeah, you'll definitely gain experience for it. So you would type exclamation point, your resolve rating, and then the letter R.
I don't know if it's just me or the character sheet or what, but it says 0, but I clearly have points put into focus and command.
If the dots are in the wrong column, then they don't register.
Oh, maybe they are.
So you have to go
maybe
from the out in rather than
outward
in.
into. If you notice there's a little dashed line, that's the first level, then it goes
That
inward.
makes sense.
It's confusing because of how the character sheet is oriented.
But it looks so
Yeah.
pretty.
It does, and you know what?
Once you
Aesthetic.
understand how it works, it looks so pretty.
Yeah, okay, so we got it then. Cool.
There should be 2 then.
Yeah.
All right.
You rolled.
So if you had have put an R there, it would have told you how much willpower that would have cost.
Do you want me to re-roll it?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
So on a roll of 5, that only costs you 1 willpower to resist. Okay. And so yeah, you are able to resist. And you're like, okay, yeah, this hand would have been a lot bloodier if I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
That one's not drywall. That's a brick wall there.
Yeah, you've
concrete.
been slammed against that concrete tunnel before and had your face raked across it one good time by one of the better combatants.
It's not happening if nobody dies.
Okay, baby,
No.
go ahead. Sorry. Okay. So you see her fists clench, and her eyes go really bright, almost glowing blue, and the snakes begin to like rise up, like they're ready to strike. But then she takes a deep, calming breath, and you guys hear nothing but like chaos in your heads from her, like those gut screams when you are so angry that you think if you scream loud enough you can shatter the world, and that's the noise. But then she calms and she relays information to you guys. I'm gonna leave it up to you guys because you're far more level-headed than I am on how you want to handle this, but it has to get handled. We can't have this shit. And I don't know about this other fucking guy, a part of the Red Watch. I don't like that he's interested in us. Because that means he wants something.
For sure.
He's asking too many questions. Too many questions.
And it's none of his fucking business. You know what I mean?
Timbo's like, whatever you say, friend, I'm behind you. Let's go.
Since I have a
Yeah.
dot and craft, can I like sketch out a picture of this tattoo or for the piece of it that we saw, and then maybe hand it off to one of our allies like Puck or somebody else who might be able to identify what faction that it belongs to?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
That roll. I'm gonna say controlled.
Okay. I'm gonna. Can I have a Fey bargain for an extra die?
Sure can, yeah. Ooh, maybe the person that you're gonna hand this information off to is going to bug one of the other members of your coven.
Bug
So-
Cassandra. She doesn't talk.
Yeah.
Well, they might have a familiar that's a bug. It's a real bug.
Like there's somebody that you know that you could get good information out of, but having them around the house is gonna piss off one of the coven mates. Does anybody want to volunteer for that?
I mean, hey. Probably pissed me off. Who's this fucking stranger you got in our house?
I feel like
It-
she is
it-
the perfect one to be upset. I really love that energy. But
It-
wonderful.
It would make sense if it has anything to do with the Red Watch, even adjacently, or Obsidian Council. Yeah. But I know
Yeah.
that's also not really in Jex's wheelhouse either. So,
I was gonna say that
So we're both pissed.
Nobody's happy to have them here.
what are you thinking?
I was thinking I would give it to Leaf, since his job at the Scarlet Incarnation is to basically find people and gather information. That would be,
Okay.
useful skills to have.
Okay. And Leaf is your ally?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to give you +1 die on its own already.
Oh, okay.
'Cause
Can-
you're making
can
use of
I-
an ally.
Can I assist using one of my allies to like give her an extra dice?
Yeah,
him an
yeah, I
extra
don't
die?
see why not.
Yeah, so Mikael is the owner of a bunch of fight rings. And so it's sort of like, hey, have you seen this around type of deal to give Jax that extra
So you
dice
two
there.
put the two of them in contact with one another?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right,
Can I add my
that'll...
rival into this? It's an angry dog.
He's just chasing the two of them around the streets.
Yes. This angry
Um,
dog chasing them around New York.
I don't know how that helps here, but
All right,
I haven't been able to
so
bring up my rival yet.
It's time for a montage.
so Jex, if you want to roll 2 dice.
2 dice. Okay.
You roll that in. Oh, nice.
I'm rolling it. It just, I don't know why, but the when I click to go to a different channel, it takes a really long time for it to flip around.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So we have a partial success. Let's see. You need that information now. So, where do you do this meetup?
Probably outside of the Thorn Club, since that's where he
Okay.
already was, and it's
Okay.
relatively close.
All right. So, Ixia, you get a hold of your contact using your Nokia, and
Mhm.
Jex, you head back to Thorn and drag Leaf back up to the surface, and that's where you guys have your little meeting to get this information. You've got this tattoo, to the best of your knowledge, about what that looks like, and this pin, this lapel pin that the
Mm-hmm.
Obsidian Council person had. All right. Okay. I'm gonna do fortune roll just to see what they're able to bring. So apparently this group is, if whoever's involved is not making their presence very well known. They haven't seen this symbol or the tattoo. It's possible that it's too new. It hasn't really gotten around yet. So on the positive side, that might mean that they're not as powerful of a group as you would be worried. Because if this was all throughout the Obsidian Council, then they would have known immediately between the two of them. So
Yeah.
this must be a new up-and-coming group. You do at least have some information to look out for. Wasn't
I mean, if they're not even yet as powerful as the Obsidian Council, then
yeah.
they've still got a bit of ways to go. But so do we, I suppose.
Yeah.
They're not Knights High Sanctum.
There wasn't a 1 in there, so they're not at odds with each other, these two of your allies. But they don't seem very willing to work together again. But, you know, they could be forced. But they'll...
Yes, they can.
But they can keep you updated, so if you want to start a long-term project with either of them, you could do that, and they'll continue to gather information for you. But yeah,
Okay.
they just don't have anything right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
The place where you know you could go to find more information is to talking to the Red Watch, because that guy is almost definitely turned to stone. And being held on the Red Watch's island, so the supplemental Tower 35.
Yeah.
Because he was right in
Alright.
front of you when that spell went off.
Fuck. All right. Fine. I'll do the fucking
I did not
thing.
expect all these rolls to fail at just the wrong moment.
That's how
but
it
yeah.
goes. The dice have a story to tell.
Mhm.
Yeah. Damn. Okay. Ixia's not fucking happy about it, but she does say, we'll go fucking talk to this guy, you know. He will fucking do the thing, and we'll get what information we can. And then, you know, if he pisses us off, we'll fucking kill him. It won't be a big deal.
Exactly.
No murder never hurt nobody.
Except the
Hasn't
murdered
hurt me yet.
person.
Hasn't hurt me yet, you know? Yeah, so I think Ixia's intention is to go there.
Okay. You'll definitely... For the... So when you head back to the dock, the same place you were picked up, there is now a small Red Watch like hoverboat, and one Red Watch soldier fully decked out in armor, just sort of standing there by his boat. And as soon as he sees Jax and Max and Cassandra and Timbo all coming together toward him, he immediately snaps to attention and starts to like dust off the seats on the boat for you all.
He's too nice. Don't trust him.
Yeah. As you guys come close, he sort of bows and says, I'm Finkley. Do you need a ride out?
Finkley, Jesus. Yeah, Finkley. We're gonna need a ride.
I look at Finkley.
I assume he knows what tower we need to go to.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he's He is literally there just for you guys.
I
whenever-
like that even less.
Yeah.
Cassandra looks visually uncomfortable at someone bowing to her.
Thank you for the follow. That was Han Sully.
Hey!
I like it. All right. So yeah, as soon as you guys climb aboard, you notice that there's like this whole control panel of controls, and he just shuts the control panel down and fires up like an old school speedboat motor, because none of that shit's gonna work with you guys on board. So he fires up this loud ass motor, and you guys are off.
It has better than oars.
Yeah.
Timbo's just thinking the whole time, this is gonna mess up my little chest pompadour. I spent an extra hour on this morning to make it shiny.
Cassandra's holding the cat, and the cat's hair is just blowing wildly everywhere, and it looks miserable.
Max is sitting next to Timbo, so Timbo's hair is blowing in Max's face. But like,
Nice.
the geese are trying their best to like preen and groom Timbo while the wind's blowing.
Yeah. Amazing.
All right.
Gotta look fresh.
All right. It's actually like a 30-minute ride up the Hudson before you guys finally get to the supplemental Red Watch Tower and dock. He has already called in his... he's called his supervisor, Azalin. I think my mic is coming through your...
Oh, sorry.
stuff. All right. Sorry. It was weird feedback. Yeah. So, he's already called his supervisor, and Ian is standing atop the tower, and he is in his power armor, and he is posed up there with like one of his legs up on the edge of the dock, and yeah, he's being a total
Yeah, look at this
weirdo.
fucking
Damn.
asshole. Look at this fucking asshole posing like
Starting
he's
to
a
think
there's
he's
Captain
superhero.
compensating for something. He doesn't seem to get out of his power armor.
Yep.
What are you making up for with the power armor?
Yeah, so
Yeah, I
he's
think Ixia's talking shit too.
Yeah.
For sure.
A
even in
grown
his
man who won't leave his mech.
yeah, even in his power armor, he's a little shorter than Ixia, so if that tells you anything. But
yeah.
But yeah, he says, we haven't had a peep out of the statues. I assume this is your sibling?
Yeah.
And he's kind of, for some reason, he's like looking at Cassandra while he's saying all this. Even though...
She's the most law-abiding of the lot. She's the most compliant, certainly.
Yeah, probably because of the weird hug you gave him when he first showed up.
Yeah. Ixia's fucking me mugging him. She's just like, you fucking piece of shit. You know? Just
Yeah.
giving him the mean glare, you know?
So he takes you guys down into the basement, and there laid out are 26 statues of all the people that were down in the brig with you.
I guess we're going to be bleeding out Ixia.
And he just kind of stands back, and he's like, you do what you gotta do, and he like hits a bunch of switches, and he's like, cameras are off, you don't have to worry about anything in here.
That makes Ixia trust him less. Okay.
He turned off his body cam.
I don't
He's
fucking
got
like it.
pinhole
You know what I mean?
cameras coming out of his nipples.
Oh.
Yeah. Just slap some duct tape on it real quick.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I fucking jeez. If we were to do this ritual, would it help all of them to become undone, or would we have to kind of pick and choose who to fix first?
Yeah, it's completely up to you. It would definitely be easiest to do it sort of all as one big burst. Less chance of
Right.
problems, but you don't want to. I mean, maybe you don't want to necessarily revive everybody. So
Mm,
up to you.
yeah. What's the general vibe that I'm getting from the rest of you? Like, are y'all hoping like, hey, let's undo all of them, or what's the general vibe?
Cassandra's generally of the mind that one should do the right thing.
Yeah.
Mm.
Timbo's just like, yeah, more options for friends. Some of them might be cool.
Mhm.
Are the Red Watch ones the obvious Red Watch, like they're wearing their Red Watch uniforms?
A
That- that-
cursory glance around shows that everybody down here is either was a prisoner or is Obsidian Council.
Okay.
So I
Red
suppose the
Watch-
idea is to save the Obsidian Council ones so that we can get information from them, and
Yeah.
the prisoners because they're innocent. So really, it's good to save everyone.
Red Watch only got involved once they hit that emergency, or well, actually, once the wild magic happened.
Okay.
Okay.
I just remembered. Just Ixia's stone body flying across the room and knocking Ian over.
I hope he's still got a fucking bruise, alright? I hope he's still hurting from that. So long as you guys didn't use my head to do it. Cool.
Oh no, it was your feet, I believe.
Is your
Oh,
feet
alright. Well then,
trying to
good,
protect
we're
yourself?
good.
Thanks for the follow,
Thank you.
Ignis Cryo. Ixia's sibling was named Igni.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's my boy. Yeah. Okay, so fucking yeah. Okay, so I guess as I'm getting this kind of general vibe of do the right thing, there's a moment where I think a little whisper of Elise in her head that is telling her to do the calculated move, do the move that is going to get you the most information. A little inner conflict happens. But in the end, she's going to side with her family and she's going to undo them all.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about
Awesome.
we make a deal really quick with this Ian guy? That we need to talk to this guy, the specific one that has the tattoo and the pin, before we fix everybody else. Like we'll fix him, and then we get 15 minutes to question him, however we see fit, and then we'll fix everybody else.
Okay. Who's making that
Yeah.
deal? Wants to attempt to make.
I can totally try to make that deal.
Yeah, you guys can all sort of talk it out in your heads, and then
Yeah.
one of you can sort of step up and. Yeah.
I have to imagine Timbo's read some very, very terrible books on how to talk to people
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
negotiate. Yeah, he's
can do
read
it.
the art of the deal.
I could do it.
Right,
I
right.
found it. I got one of those Cliff Note things. I totally got this, man. We
All right,
got
Timbo,
this.
don't fuck this up. Don't fuck
right.
it up. You got it.
Literally, Timbo steps up, rubs his hands together, and before I make the consort roll, I'm just like, "Now listen, my man. Listen, we got this. We have the situation here. Let me lay it out, and I'm gonna do a consort roll. Let's see how well I can lay it out."
Okay. Yeah, you're getting all buddy with him.
Yeah, just like I'm buddy with everybody at this point. Like, listen,
Even the
one great hair
police.
to the next. Oh, we partially. Okay, now listen. I laid out perfectly.
As perfectly
Except,
as you can do on a partial success.
well, yeah, except too
Well,
too
actually,
enthusiastically, so they only half listened. So
I think now would be a very suitable time for Cassandra to utilize her dark future
Okay.
and make that a complete success.
Okay.
Yes.
Or you could always push it and go up to critical too.
Hmm. I don't know
Um,
about going to critical for this one necessarily, but I
I'm
think a
gonna
complete
say
success is good.
I'm gonna say this is risky position because you're dealing with a lot of tier 3 and tier 4 politics going on here, and that it's going to start at reduced effect. So, and then with a 5 as the starting point, that is going to mean that he's gonna need some kind of. So he's asking for himself to be in the room while you do that interrogation. So, but then Cassandra, you want to take over from there and change the trajectory of things?
Well, to be honest, that sounds actually quite agreeable, but
Yeah.
I still think Dark Future seems likely that she would attempt to utilize that for the best interest of her family.
Okay.
See if you worm something out of his mind, perhaps,
Yeah.
to determine the right trigger to pull.
Yeah, you get this sort of whisper in your ear as the cat kind of curls up your shoulder, and you are told to like just tilt your head slightly to the side, and when he looks over toward you, give him a wink. Time
Wild.
rewinds for you, and instead of his look just passing you by with a blank look on your face, you do as you heard, and he just kind of shakes his head at Timbo, and then he pats you on the shoulder, and he turns around and walks right out the door.
Go just goes, man, I'm good.
Would we be aware that Cassandra has done that?
Cassandra's
That
not
she's
even
like-
aware that she's done that.
Ah.
No, that
okay,
yeah,
okay.
these are the recipient of the dark future is the only one that knows what actually would have happened without their assistance. Which is interesting because people literally die in front of them and then they bring them back, but nobody else but them knows.
Which is
So-
part of why she's so deeply traumatized. How many times has she watched her family die in front of her?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and fair. Absolutely fair. Okay.
All right.
All
So
right.
yeah, yep. He walks out of the room. You hear his power armor, just the servos going as he walks up the stairs, and he shuts the door at the top. And as far as you know,
Okay.
everything is still off. So, what do you want to do now?
Timbo's just sitting here thinking, man, I should become a detective.
Because player doesn't know how to do this, how would I go about doing
Yeah.
the thing,
I was thinking for you, this would be a lot easier than it was for them because they
Right.
aren't Gorgons and they aren't of your grimoire. So
Yeah.
I was thinking, and you could flavor this however you wanted, but I was thinking maybe you pop out some snake teeth, rip out a vein, and just pour a little blood over the statues, and they
Okay.
turn back in.
Okay, yes.
Back into
So
So
yeah,
for
yeah.
them it was a roll, but for you this is just second nature. So
Right. Okay,
Um,
yeah. So I think you guys see her take out her hair, the ribbon in her hair, and she stands kind of in the middle of these bodies. And you see her eyes begin to glow, and all the snakes come up, and their eyes glow the same as hers, fangs bared. And all the snakes turn inward and take bites out of her, so that there's just blood trickling from like her shoulders and her neck and whatnot. And she just starts passing her hands over these people to help them wake. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, are you looking around to find, maybe save for last, the person with the tattoos or something of that
Oh,
nature?
100%. In fact, she passes the blood over his like face and then climbs up and just sits on his chest, waiting for him to wake up.
So you go through the entire place, and you're looking around, and another prisoner, another guard, but not the right one. And you get through the room, and his body isn't there. There are
Ooh, bitch.
26.
Okay.
There are 26 statues, and there should have been 27.
Okay. So yeah, she
Don't
okay.
believe
So yes, so she doesn't sit on anyone's chest. In fact, she turns to them like as everyone else like slowly waking up. She says, "He's not fucking here. Someone's hiding him because he's not here."
Timber
There
just goes, well,
are
which way did he go?
there are 3 other Obsidian Council people here. But yeah, none of them match that description with the tattoo.
You want to keep one of them? We find out where he's at. We go from
We can
there,
try, but
or
I don't think they're gonna know.
right?
I feel like we should probably have a chat with Ian because he would be the one who would have put this person's bodies somewhere else.
Hmm. Let's go have a chat with Ian. There's definitely that glit in her eye of like, I'm gonna bust this man's face open. But yeah, so definitely eager to interrogate. Yeah.
Let's see. You guys are currently trapped down here in the basement. All these people who are waking up with the door at the top of the stairs locked.
Wait, whoa. Hello? When? When did that happen?
And we're going to
Okay.
take a short break. Be right back.
What a tone shift, my god.
Jesus.
Hello and welcome back to Balsamic Games, which is Dozen, Session 3, as we, Aww. That sounded like some, Frozen.
Yep, there's some singing happening in the other room for
Nice,
sure.
nice. Alright, so, the Coven has successfully, sent Ian back upstairs. He left the area so that they could interrogate the person that they were turning back from stone to flesh. But as they finished up, as Ixia finished up returning all these people to flesh, they found that one statue was missing. The person they were literally here for. So...
We had one job.
So they turn back toward the door that leads up a flight of stairs and realized that the door at the top of the stairs locked. So that's when people started getting upset. So what would you all like to do?
Okay.
Panic.
Timbo's literally gonna punch it.
Cassandra's definitely going to panic.
Oh
She
man.
starts running around, just back and forth.
So Timbo, you rear up for a punch, and Max, do you interrupt?
I kind of give him like a little tap, like I have words of power. Can I have a go first?
Timbo's like, "Ah, I guess," and literally it's just like sitting there on the side, like really looking like that meme of the kid that wants to say something, but he just really wants to punch it.
Vein
Vein
popping out.
bulging.
Yeah, you can see it through the fur. Like, how is that even possible? All right.
Timbo, I think some of these people could use like a real good fuzzy hug right now. So I can handle the door if like you give them a hand.
Literally doesn't even waste a second. Hugs and just starts hugging everybody.
It occurs to me that every Squatch character that we've had thus far has been hug obsessed.
Yes, hugs.
I
Bring
think
it in,
Not
guys.
hugs when you're fuzzy.
Gotta use the fuzz.
Ixia goes to Cassandra and like stops her from running and like grabs her around the shoulders and is like, "Hey, it's all right."
So
We're gonna
her
get it.
breathing rising and falling, her chest just slows slightly as Ixia's there for some comfort.
Yeah.
Still
we're gonna
panicking,
get
but
out.
a lot less.
Yeah, we're gonna get out. It's gonna be all right.
So, Max, what is this?
It's going to look like. So my casting style, I'm going to be utilizing my geese. So the more powerful.
Utilizing my keys. What a phrase, dog.
Yeah, it's not one you hear very often.
I'm
but
going
if
to be
you do,
utilizing.
you're playing Children of Midnight Coven.
Someone clip that for later. Utilizing my keys.
Utilizing my geese, please. So the
Seriously,
more geese
save
I
that.
use,
I'm using that later.
I essentially want to use more geese for more powerful magic.
Mm,
So intensify the honk.
nice.
Yeah.
But
Honk
It's
is
like a
bonk is the
shopping cart
lock.
full of chickens. The more that you press down.
Right.
Honk is bonk is the lock.
honk is bonk the lock.
That's the
so
subline, the intensify the honk.
All right.
So I'm going to intensify the honk and use the word unlock. But as I say unlock, I'm having like 2 or 3 geese at the same time, just.
Nice.
And Mr. Crumbs wants to be involved, but he's really not doing anything. He just crawls out of my little hoodie front pocket up on my shoulder, and he's on his back legs, just like his little hands in the air, just like I'm helping, but like really not, just like I want to feel important. I want to feel involved.
Grazzy said
Supportive.
exactly what I was thinking. Unlonk.
Unlock.
All right. I'll give you +1 die on that for the.
Okay.
If you
We'll-
say
we'll call
unlock.
We'll call it a familiar assist.
Aw. Okay.
Love it.
So it says I can do 1 to 3 essence, and I have to do a
Gonna
focus
go
roll
for
that as
gold.
well.
Unlock is usually 1, but
Okay.
if you want to increase it, for 1 extra essence, I'll give you an extra die.
But unlonk. is
Right.
extra.
So sorry, would that count as 2 then, or like,
2
because of the
essence will give you
familiar,
plus
or-
1 die.
Okay, 2 essence plus 1 die. I'll do that.
Good to know.
Sorry,
I
just
think that's a focus
focus and let's see if I'm typing on the right keyboard.
roll. What do we have here? We have barely a success, but we like our successes barely. So
Well, I
the
do
door,
have Bruce geese.
yeah,
Maybe
that's
why.
true. Yes, some of their vocal cords are just not quite up to snuff. But
They're not
They-
warmed up yet. That's all.
yeah, they
They've
honk
moved.
loudly, and the door unlocks, but it doesn't open.
Oh,
But it is unlocked, so whoever wants to go up and open it.
Timbo, you can
I-
smashy
Yeah.
crash if you want now. I'm done with it.
Timbo does not have to think twice. He's like, unlocked. Literally goes to grab it. It literally is just the whole time unlock. Maybe I'll try to brawl it open.
Okay. You grab a hold of the door handle, and when you pull, the door swings open. You take a step back, and you hear a dozen guns all cocking in your face as you are.
Son
this
of a
whole
bitch.
upper area is surrounded
Okay.
by Red Watch.
Can I immediately use abyssal form and just get really big to block any gunshots from hitting my coven mates?
That's a great idea. Yeah, we'll
Yes.
do that right at the beginning of the next session.
Perfect.
The one thing you don't see is Ian. You're completely surrounded, but Ian is nowhere to be seen.
Next episode, where the fuck is Ian?
Yeah.
All right.
Ian's on our side, and he was betrayed.
Imagine he's just dead. So that's
Seems
but
so
we gonna figure it
gentle.
out.
I like him. Maybe it's just he was too nice to Cassandra, and an
Maybe,
adult
maybe.
being nice to Cassandra feels like a revolution.
Yeah. All right. Let's start with Coven XP. Each session mark 1 Coven XP for each below, 2 if it occurred more than once. Successfully completed a favored undertaking. Your favored undertaking is currently Con.
Well,
Did
that
you
was
Con Air?
we did not con air, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Alright.
I don't think conning blood out of a lovely mother is
By politely asking
yeah.
her.
Yeah, you guys were pretty polite.
We played
All
the
right.
good.
Contend with challenges above your current station. You guys are tier 0, so everything is above your
What
station.
tier is Ixia's mother?
Definitely tier 2.
Oh, there we go.
5.
All right. I think that might count multiple times because you interfaced with Scarlet Incarnation that could have caused trouble. You interfaced with the Red Watch and Obsidian
That did
Council.
cause trouble.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we'll give you 2 for that. Bolster your coven's lore or act in a manner befitting your patron. Your lore is street savvy.
I feel like us going about like meeting with experts and people we have contacts that we were reaching out to so frequently. I feel like that really does line up with street savvy.
I mean,
Like,
also
we were
like,
utilizing the
Yeah.
sort of community that we've built.
yeah, I think
completely
also
agree.
just the underground fight ring that you guys were brought to is
Mhm.
like that's
Yeah.
as street as it gets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was literally gonna say that too. Like we kind of hit it like environment wise, and we kind of hit it like socially as well.
Yeah. A fight club in a tunnel and a nightclub underground. You hit all aspects of street savvy there. You didn't buy drugs, but that's about it.
There's still time. There's still time.
So I think that's another 2. You're up to 4.
All right.
Express the drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the coven.
Sounds so esoteric.
Y'all will have to tell me because I don't know.
think-
Did we do those things?
I think we
Family
did.
at all costs.
I think one thing is
Appreciate
Ixia dealing with her rage was an important part because the rage is very much tied with
Right.
the trauma that we all have.
Right.
Right.
It's an
Yeah.
inner conflict of the coven, not just of Ixia.
Right. Yeah.
But one could also argue. Well, nothing.
I think I think for essential nature, we've kind of determined that like the whole family first, saving siblings kind of thing is a big part of the overall drive of your coven. So I think that's worth
Yeah.
another one. So
I want to make an argument for. So one of Ixia's beliefs is that to know the difference between pure vengeance and justice. And even though Ixia's mind was on vengeance, right, against the council and the Red Watch and even the friend that betrayed her, having her family there kind of helped her seek the justice side of that to get answers rather than to just throw fists. So that is my argument for the coven.
Nice. I think that'll definitely get your character personal XP too, because we've already maxed out the coven. So
Oh, word.
6,
Okay.
6 is what we got there. So
Maxed out, considering that we only have Con as a favorite undertaker.
yeah, true. And you can always add new favored undertakings. So if you wanted to add something associated with the kind of stuff
Visit
you guys did
Ixia's
today.
mom.
Yeah.
Getting fed food by Ixia's mom.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, I'm looking through
So-
them, trying to see if it fits. Did attempt to locate individual. You did perform a ritual at the beginning
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Oh, Andrea, you're muted.
All better now? It looked like, Andrea, you were talking. But you did.
You're muted. Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
Welcome back. Okay, so 6 XP for the coven. Go ahead. Sorry.
Hold on, give me a second. My brain. I was gonna say that we should add locate person to our favorite undertaking since that's gonna be a thing that we're doing a lot of.
Oh yeah, I think that makes sense. What do you guys think?
I think so.
Locate individual.
Locate
Friend
individual?
finders.
Yeah, I mean, especially if the intent is to try to find the other siblings. You know,
Well, I
like the
suppose
other-
also that does key into finding the man with the tattoo, for instance.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's
So
not just
that's
people we
7
want
then.
to find for positive reasons. There's people we want to kill as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so that'll give you 7 coven XP.
Excellent. That's
Hey.
almost one upgrade. Almost.
Hey.
Did you guys
we got
just
one.
get one last time?
Yes, secure coven state as well as the
Ah.
hidden one. So now we're very secure.
So you're 1 away from the next upgrade. Sweet.
Indeed.
When you get that next upgrade, you will have 5 upgrades and therefore be able to potentially rank up to tier 2 or tier 1.
Hey.
That first one comes fast. Awesome.
All the way up.
Which is good because then we can finally draw down the moon without horrible consequences.
Yeah.
Every time. All right. Who wants to do individual grimoire XP?
I'll go because I don't think I have very much today.
I need to think on mine.
Let's see.
You A-cabbed.
Address a tough challenge with dramatic flair or deviousness. It was my idea to try to make a deal with Ian so that we could get a hold of that guy. That's a little bit devious. But I think that's about it. I didn't do anything dramatically today.
I would argue that the dramatic thing you did was bringing Ixia back. You know, doing
You were in charge of
getting
that.
the blood and then then getting to sort of
Cool, I'll
make
take
it happen. Yeah.
Let's see. The next one is express your heritage, disposition, aspect, or beliefs. Let's see. I gotta remember what those are. My aspect is the tower. Nothing broke too bad today, so that's good. Median didn't really play in.
I almost feel like anytime we end on a cliffhanger, that is a tower moment. Especially when there's a dozen guns pointing in Timbo's face.
Yeah, it feels very tower right now, I guess.
Yeah. Especially right after, the person we were literally here for isn't here, and then we're locked in and have guns pointed at us. Yeah, that's definitely towery.
My disposition is moody. Yeah, I don't think so. I'm too tired to be moody today. Let's see. Struggled with issues from your trauma, casting style, or consequences of harm. Yeah, I don't think I did struggle with that this time. I think Jax has a little bit less of complete anger reaction towards Night Sky Sanctum. So, yeah. Just having to talk about them isn't a big deal for them. And I didn't do any casting style things, and I didn't have any harm today. So that's 3.
Okay. Zelwyn?
Let's see. Address a tough challenge with gracefulness or fascination. I think Timbo does almost everything with fascination. Everything is just absolutely
not everything with gracefulness, but certainly a lot of fascination.
with fascination for sure. Maybe handled the charming the mother a little graceful, but
that was quite graceful.
That was slightly graceful, but that
I mean,
it
could have went another way.
Yeah,
it could have gone another way.
Very true. And the husband was very very gracious as well with that, so that was cool. I can make an argument for 2 for that. Let's see. Express my heritage, disposition, aspect, or beliefs. So my aspect's the Fool, and pretty much anything kind of new we're getting into, it's kind of a given. And I kind of go everything head first and with foolishness as it is. And plus new beginnings, and we have a new old friend Ixia back. So
Casper's in chat. We got another gifted sub.
Woo!
Hey, thank you.
Wah, wah, wah.
So sweet, Radiant Abyss.
Thank you.
Let's see. Heritage. I was very concerned about my Pompadour chest. And my Squatch heritage just comes out. So okay, so that'll be 2 in there. So I'm banking some XP. I'm on 4. Did I struggle with issues from any trauma, casting style, or consequences of harm? Not really. Timbo was lucky this time. Hey Timbo, dude, it was pretty good. So I'm happy at 4, which gives me a dot somewhere. Which I have a great and gives me an extra one. Or like a point for the next one. But I have an idea where I'm gonna put the dot, which is in target, since he was so concentrated on that ritual. It was very concerned with it. I think he gained a slight bit of target insight.
Nice. Right.
What a
Timbo's getting insight.
soon he'll
Hop-
become self-aware.
Let's
What a
hop
boy.
over to Ixia and the Medusa Grimoire XP.
Oh, geez. All right, you guys, you're gonna have to help me with this because I'm fucking, Okay, so address the tough challenge with amenity or growth. Did I?
You
could not
grew.
tell you.
You
passed
didn't
your
kill
resolve
that
check.
man, even though you
I-
wanted to. That's
You're
gross.
right. You're right. I did not kill him. I should have killed him. Okay. So that is one, yeah? Is how it would be, like one for each thing?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll say that'll be the thing. Express your heritage, disposition, aspect, or beliefs. This is where I'm gonna need help. Okay. So heritage being the
Oh,
Gorgon
your
myth.
heritage came up constantly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This whole
so,
adventure wouldn't have happened without you being a Gorgon.
Yeah. Okay, so there's that. My disposition is aggressive and mistrusting. I would say I expressed
Very
at
much.
least the aggressiveness.
And
then-
mistrusting.
for sure.
Rightfully so, it turns out.
Yeah, especially with Ian, that motherfucker. Listen, boy, we finna fight. And then my aspect is strength. So this is where I'm gonna need help because I don't know too much on that.
But I will say already that you'll have 2 points there for that line,
Okay.
and you can't get more than 2 points per block. But we could go through them, surely.
Oh, okay. Well, I can just ask y'all later about what aspects are and stuff like that. Okay. So that's that then. And struggled with issues from your trauma, casting star, or consequence. Definitely struggled with my trauma. The word of nighttime fucking sanctum just immediately causes her to want to break things in her hands immediately. So I would say that that's definitely a thing. So 4 in total. Does that sound right?
Yeah, that's pretty. That's I'd say the median of what we probably
cool.
get.
Hey, you
Once
passed
you
Alright.
really, once
You
people
passed the
write
resolve check
really.
as
Sorry, go ahead.
What was that?
Sorry. I was just gonna say, you passed your resolve check as well for not like lashing out and getting aggressive. So I
That's huge.
could get another one for like the first category.
Yeah, that's growth.
Okay. So 5 in total then.
Yeah.
There it is.
Sorry, Gavin. I'll zip it now.
Okay, no, you're fine.
That was a good
You're
point.
next.
I was going to say the same thing, and that another point probably for that first one should have been done. But yes.
Nice,
Cool. All right.
Megan.
So, address a tough challenge with an artifact you crafted or calculation. I didn't craft an artifact this time, and I don't know if I did anything for calculation.
Yeah, it's a good idea to craft an artifact early in the game. That way, every time you use it in every adventure, you get bonus XP.
Mhm.
So that's
So,
just
I
for
need
the
to
future.
get on that.
You did?
Your next,
did? I was gonna
large,
say, sorry for XP. You did you think ahead and calculate that I shouldn't tear down that door and you should unlock it with your geeseys, and that was pretty calculating.
True.
Does that count?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Alrighty. I'll take it.
And yeah, I would recommend just go for a real low level artifact. You know, you don't need a tier 5 artifact to start out with. Just something that's useful every session that you can slam
a
down.
whistle that summons crows to peck at someone's face.
There you go. Yep.
It's not even
That's-
magical.
That's very Jack. That's very Jack Spider stripey too. All right, but anyway,
Okay.
continue.
So, plans for the future. Gotta make an artifact. Express your heritage, disposition, aspect, or beliefs. So, I brought my geese up multiple times, and I made a point of saying that they were pruning Timbo because now I want to make fan art of that. I also, my aspect is Wheel of Fortune, and we've been finding family, growing that way, and like we literally changed people from out of stone today.
Yeah.
I feel like that worked with my card. For my struggled with issues from your trauma, casting style, or consequences of harm, I wasn't really. Sorry. I wasn't really involved with the ritual that Jex was doing because I blamed that on my bad downtime action from my trauma,
Mm-hmm.
and I blamed my partial success for my bruised geese harm.
Yeah.
So I think 5 or 4, depending on how we land on that first one for calculation.
Yeah, 5.
Awesome. Love to see some greater than 4s.
And with Arcane Mastery, I basically have like a full Grimoire XP row.
Oh yeah.
Getting real close.
Your new power,
Mhm.
Arcane Mastery, makes it so you only need 7 instead of 8 to level up Grimoire. So
Ouch.
fast learner.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. As
Oh, yeah.
Elwyn, did you have that with your previous Arcanist? Wasn't
Yeah.
that nice to level up faster than everybody else?
It took me a minute to realize what it was, and then when I did, it was like halfway through. I think I chose that and was like, "Okay, this is what's up."
Yeah. All right, Morningstar.
All right. Well, now I might need a little bit of help here, darling.
We're
Hey.
for you.
First and foremost, addressed a tough challenge with the Galaxy Brain or Patron's help. Now, I most certainly got my Patron's help with the dark future we witnessed, because without the Patron, that wouldn't be possible. I'm not certain about the Galaxy Brain. Might
You were the only
make
one
it.
that had relevant information for Ixia.
It's true. One could argue that Cassandra just leading everyone to Ixia's parents was a bit of Galaxy Brain move.
For sure.
I'd say so. So I don't know
Mm.
how y'all were gonna find her without that information.
Mhm.
Would have been rather difficult. Maybe would have had to find some old blood of yours on some clothes from a previous fight or something.
Mm.
Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah,
no, that totally could have worked. Yeah.
Wouldn't have maybe been enough for that ritual. All right. Expressed my heritage, disposition, aspect, or beliefs. I wouldn't say necessarily that the heritage came up. I occasionally mentioned that Cassandra's rather sort of plain looking, but I don't know that necessarily that's about the heritage. Disposition, however, her sensitive disposition. I mean, she was being sensitive, more or less the entire time. Just rushing up to give Ixia a hug the moment that Ixia's capable of hugging, I would say counts as sensitivity.
Even the panic at the end when we realize the door is locked and she starts running around, that's certainly
Well,
sensitive.
I was going to say that she has panic attacks as her trauma, so I would say that that's certainly
gotcha.
a manifestation of that for later on.
Yeah.
But the heritage, as I said, nothing. Aspect, I'm not certain. We could probably stretch the hermit somehow, but I believe it's more important to bring up her beliefs, which is again this sort of she needs to be there with her family, even if she really, really does not want to be there. This push to go through hell just so that she can be there for her loved ones and not lose them. So that's kind of a pretty core belief of hers, and basically what drove her to do everything she did.
Yeah.
And as I said, the trauma, her panic attacks did manifest quite clearly.
Yeah.
Does this put anybody else in level up territory?
No.
Two
I'm still
away,
under.
unfortunately.
All right. For
And we
next
don't
time,
get
then.
any downtime, or I would just trade.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yep, next time. Time gadget. All right. Well, this session 3 comes to a close on our second cliffhanger of the season. Did
Really
not
keeping-
expect that.
That's the theme this season. It's tension.
Yeah. We
Yes.
we jumped on the Undertaking bandwagon a little late in the session, so but yeah, this is going to be a fun one. Figuring out what the hell is going on and getting you guys out of the bad situation. So yeah, we'll see you all in 2 weeks for that. Tomorrow, if you are on our Discord, you will be able to watch us play Plunged into the Dark. We're going to be playing a magical murder mystery where a coven of witches are going to be trying to figure out why their friend was killed at the party.
Who's playing Benoit Blanc?
It is going to be Izza, Robot Rainbows, and 2 new people that haven't played with us before. So come to join us and see their first screen test on our Discord. So we'll see if either of them wants to be Benoit Blanc. But yeah, they're going to they're using necromancy, the forbidden art of necromancy, to get the information about who killed the person from that person themselves. So it's going to be really, really interesting. So that's this coming week, and then next week here on Tuesday will be Deseret. So Isabella will be running Deseret. And that also includes Robot Rainbows and many, many other. But you'll see ads for that coming out over the. And let us tell everybody where they can find us on the internet. I'll start with Morningstar.
Well, darlings, if you're looking for me, you could just look up the Cytherian almost anywhere. Thankfully, it seems I'm the only one who's gone for that username. Very fortunate. So, look me up on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. We post beautiful photographs edited by dear Megan there. Now, they're going to have an opportunity to explain more about what they're working on. But I want to tell you about my streams. I did one today before this. Wonderful, good fun. I must say I had more fun with everyone here today, but I had a good time earlier as well, and I'm going to have another good time on Thursday, 12:30 EST. I would love for you to come and join me. We'll probably play The Sims or something like that. And that will be on the Cytherian Twitch. And I've just been loving streaming so much. As much as I love streaming with everyone here, it's fun to just try goofing off on my own as well.
Great, Megan.
Usually I do the transition there.
Sorry.
Either way, my turn, so I'll hop on in.
Yes, go ahead, darling.
Like previously mentioned, I'm Megan. I'm the editor and photographer for the Morningstar content. We release new content every Friday, and you can find that on the previously mentioned Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We release sometimes on Tumblr, but that's
yes, there's Tumblr too. I was supposed to be taking care of that.
We're trying Tumblr. We're not super familiar, so we're slowly building there, and we're working on it. I have my own Instagram Seafoam Workshop. There's a few little tidbits there. Things just kind of end up there when I have free time. Morsels. Yes, I have little Morningstar morsels there when I get some free time past the edits. But check out every Friday. We have new content, and if you like what you see there, stick around or go back into our old stuff. We've done a lot of stuff. There's a lot to go through, so.
Hit up that Patreon and just start scrolling
There's a
through
lot
all
on
the
there.
pages.
Oh, goodness. Some of those shoots have about, some of them have, 50 or 60 roughs. More, some of them.
I swore 150 on one, it seemed like.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes it gets ridiculous, so if you're a patron,
sometimes we just love them all so much, it's hard to just...
Can't throw them away.
Gotta give them away.
Yeah.
To people who support us.
Alright, Chastity.
Oh, hey, that's me. Hi, everyone. I'm Chastity. You can find me all over the internet as the Eureka Rave. I am also someone who is fortunate to not have other people have taken that name. I do TTRPGs, so you can find me on Table of Horrors. I am currently in their Shadowrun game and in a Vampire the Masquerade game. the Shadowrun game is on Mondays, VTM is on Fridays, and then I am also part of Lanyap Gaming. We are about to take a little bit of a little break to kind of film up some new stuff, but we do all kinds of things there. One of which is VTM. So if you wanted to check out our stuff on like YouTube, Lanyap Gaming, and you'll see Blood and Jazz, Shadows over Salem, and then a bunch of other one shots that have been put out. Hopefully you like that. You'll see me on Blood and Jazz being a crazy shadow vampire from New York because I love New York. But yeah, other than yes, it's beautiful. It's it takes place in New Orleans, and we get up to trouble, especially me. But other than that, I also have spicy links. If you go to any, my Twitter, Instagram, any of that stuff, in the bio you see a link, and it'll have all the links there. Check that shit out if you're interested. Yeah.
That one?
Well, I'm Azalin, and you can find me everywhere at Azalin. Just spell it like you have it there. That, again, just part of the club of, hey, I made that name up, so nobody's going to freaking take that one. And I'm super, super duper excited to announce that starting in April, we will get closer on the date coming through March, but starting in April, I will be returning to streaming here on Twitch under Azalin. And so all through March, we're probably going to be doing some amp ups, like what do we really want to see from the channel and stuff like that. So follow my Twitter under Azalin, and for that kind of updates. And we're hoping to maybe about mid-April to get the channel back up and going, and that'll be super exciting. But other than that, we're going to be doing a lot of photography drops and everything as usual. And as usual, there's spicy links under all my links /Azalin, with all the rest of the stuff. So yay. Just keep a look on Twitter, and we'll see when we go live again on this Twitch.
Right. Andrea?
Yeah, I'm Andrea. Let's see. I'm taking a break from Wildwood Witch streaming until our move is done. So if you didn't know, we're moving hopefully by the end of the month, but we'll see how that goes. So I feel pretty brain dead, and yeah, it's real hard to pack a whole house. Anyways, yeah, so if you have enjoyed this game that we have played for you this evening, this is the brainchild of Gavin and myself. And yeah, we super encourage you to go find it on the internets. And I think it's still for free right now.
It
so
is.
you can download it and play with your friends. And if you do, we would super love to hear how you guys liked it and what you guys did. And yeah, you can tell us all about it on our Discord.
There's the
So-
link.
And if you don't have any friends, you could go to the Discord and
Yeah.
make friends and play a game with them.
Yep.
Yes.
We have a looking for group channel, so if you're interested, you want to start something up, you want to run, you want to play, and if you want to play something other than one of our games, you can pitch it on the Discord too. We've played 10 Candles, we've played all the games that we make. Yeah, so we're a super active community. I'm Gavin. I'm at Gavin the GM on pretty much everything nowadays. We also have at Balsamic Games for our game content. This Friday, we have a special Discord-only party because we reached our goal on Ko-Fi or Ko-fi. So we're going to be doing a Children of Midnight Coven familiars tier list. We're going to be ranking all the possible familiars you could have for a character. We have 66 familiar choices. So we're just going to be ranking those all between tier 0 and tier 6. As, what's the most badass familiar you could possibly have. So that's going to be super fun. Everybody can join, and everybody can join and argue for why we should raise or lower things by
But
tiers.
can we just make up absurd familiars?
Maybe we'll do Chimeric Familiar and Eldritch Familiar and all
Another
those
night?
another time. But right now we're just gonna do basic one
normal
animal
animals.
familiars. Yeah.
Tardigrade.
I don't have them on the list. But yeah. Not a bad
Say
idea.
snakes are the best, y'all. Say snakes are the best.
Oh, we're huge snake lovers. I have one a few feet away from me. So, yeah. All right. Well, that has been episode 3, and we'll see you again in 2 weeks for more. And have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Good night.
Ciao, darlings.
Bye.